All right, so I was actually sitting down about to record a whole different video. This video wasn't even on my mind before I sat down here, got all my cameras, got my audio, my lights, everything together. This was not a thought of mine until I started scrolling Twitter. I started scrolling X, just, refreshing my mind before I start recording when I'm always doom scrolling. I kept seeing so many complaints when it came to the iPhone Air. I said, you know what? Scratch that, man. Scratch this case review that I was about to do for the 17 Pro Max, man. We got to talk. We got to have another commentary video. Now, we haven't done this since I have personally had the iPhone Air in hand, okay? But I'll tell you right now, man, I really love this little thing. I am not returning this. Now, could I use it as my main device? I don't know. I really didn't buy it in sense to use it as a main device because I knew the shortcomings for me may not I need those certain things when it comes to the shortcomings. But here is where, and this is the reason for me making this whole entire video, because you have pro level people, you have pro creators like myself, and I'm just gonna go out there and say it, man. I feel like a lot of content creators, reviewers, influencers, whatever you want to call them. I don't know, I guess you can call me the same thing, but I really think they're steering people down the wrong alley when it comes to the iPhone Air. So let's just go ahead and talk about it, because the main thing I see is people complaining. We are acting as if the iPhone Air had mystery specs before it hit the Apple website for pre-order. It's like we didn't know what the specs were. We just saw the actual frame of the device, how it looked, how good it looked, and everybody just blind pre-ordered this phone without knowing any of the specs that it had. Now, here's the main things, and you guys all know the main things you see when it comes to this device. Let's just go ahead and run down the three things that everybody's making a big deal about when you're a pro person. So of course, those things are going to bother you. Let's talk about speakers. All right. We all know it has that one single speaker. Now, I actually tested it out before I did this video. Now, I'm not going to play them both in this video because you really can't get a good gist out of at least my audio system. I don't have the highest end audio, but when you turn a 17 Pro Max up, yes, it is going to be clear. You get those dual speakers. You are going to be able to tell a big difference between both of these. Now, I am no audiophile by any sense of the imagination. I think AirPod Pros sound amazing. I'm not a big audio person. All audio sounds pretty damn decent to me. But when it comes to the iPhone Air, all of a sudden, every creator is an audiophile. Everybody know how many decibels it takes to get into the ear canal and do all the things to make you do when you're listening to some audio. And I want to tell y'all, why are you doing this? You can take the average review. The main people I see on Twitter, on YouTube complaining about this stuff, if you look at their average review when it comes to a smartphone, nobody talks about speaker. All of a sudden now that the iPhone Air has one speaker, everybody want to make that a focal point on the criticism when it comes to this device. Now, am I giving Apple a pass? Absolutely not. Because if I'm comparing this to the Edge, although I don't like really comparing Apple to Samsung, Samsung has those dual speakers. It has a thinner design. It's lighter. Well, it doesn't have a thinner. I think this might be a little bit thinner. But I'm not giving them a pass. I wish they did have dual speakers 100%. Everything that the iPhone Air has when it comes to shortcoming, I wish Apple did a little bit better. But when it comes to these speakers, now, when you turn it all the way up, guess what? Yes, it does distort. It does crack a little bit. But how many of us are listening to anything all the way up? I mean, maybe you're going to come in here and say, well, in order for me to hear it, I got to turn it all the way up. Well, I think you may need to get your ears checked, because I don't have to turn this phone volume all the way up. I can turn it down about 2 notches from the very top, and it sounds perfectly fine to me. Does it sound a little bit more teeny than the actual 17 Pro Max? Of course it does. Is that going to be a deal breaker? Not for me, and I feel like not for the majority of people. I even listened to my girlfriend to listen to it. She doesn't know a damn thing about this tech. I got her a 17 Pro Max, and she was just like, yeah, it does, it sounds a little bit distorted when you get it to high volume, but guess what? I don't need to play it at high volume. All right. Now, no, this isn't like a, oh, well, you're making an excuse. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you how I truly feel when it comes to this iPhone Air. So I'm just upset that all of a sudden, all of us are audiophiles when it comes to the iPhone Air speakers. All right. Got it. Pro users, stop doing that. All right. Like, stop getting this phone thinking it's supposed to be this phone. This phone is on its own. It's not meant to be this phone. All right. So that's my first thing when it comes to the audio. That's just, when 9 times 10, you see everybody walking around the world with some type of earbuds in, whether it's Samsung Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy, the same thing. You know what I'm talking about. AirPods, Sony Bose, whatever it could be. Everybody has earphones. Everybody has AirPods. Everybody has some type of earbuds to where you're not walking around with your phone speaker out. I never use my phone speaker unless I'm on a Zoom call and other people in the house, we're sharing the same call, or unless we're on a FaceTime call where me and my girlfriend may be talking to some friends or something like that, and I may need it out and hear the volume out. But guess what? I don't have to have the thing full up, no, turned up full volume. Any other time, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm popping my AirPods in. So that negates the whole one speaker thing. And for the average person, guess what? It's going to be just fine. Now, let's talk about the battery, because this is another thing that's just a thorn in my you know what when it comes to time for creators talking about battery. Now, we already talked about battery in my first video. I did a first little, not a rant, but it was basically telling you why I pre-ordered the iPhone Air. And we knew, let's look, just this. I'm stuttering because I'm trying to get you to realize, look at this device and you look at this device. I don't have to take the case off. Y'all know how thick the iPhone 17 Pro Max is. But just look at these two, and why are people thinking that you're going to get this level of battery life in this? What sense did you pass physics? All right, I know I may have struggled in physics and math. I'm an engineer now, but maybe I struggled a little bit. But guess damn what? I know you're not going to get this level of battery life in this thin phone. It's just not possible. Now, a lot of reports, and even I'm gonna be real with you, even my first day using this, and I did just fine. I never charged it up to 100%. It was about on 83%. I was using it throughout the day, and I didn't see any crazy battery drain. Although I wasn't going extremely hard like I normally do on my 17 Pro Max. It was actually a rest day, Sunday. We was like a little rest and recovery because my son's birthday party. So I wasn't really on my phone a lot. I was sitting, chilling, watching football, but I was still on a good bit, used GPS, the brightness was up, and I didn't see any unnecessary drain when it came to this device. Now, am I expecting this device to last forever? Absolutely not. Do we have this MagSafe battery pack that you can slap on and extend your battery life of the Air? Yes, you do. And people are going out there and complaining about this. Guess what? You don't have to buy it. I feel like you can still get through a day's worth of battery without actually using the battery pack, in my opinion. So my issue is that people are going out there thinking that this battery life is going to be similar to this, and then they're complaining that this isn't as better, it isn't as good as the 16 Pro. Listen, I used the 16 Pro before I got either one of these devices for a little bit of time when I sold my 16 Pro Max, and guess what? That battery wasn't that good, but it would get me through if I didn't go hard on it. I knew if I power on a 16 Pro or a smaller device, I know that it's not going to last like my Pro Max. And guess what? I'm doing the same when it comes to this. This battery, I feel, is very similar to that 16 Pro from the time that I've used it. Now, I will say this, and it's just something that I go by. I don't like reporting battery life unless it's a week later. Now, I know everybody's going to say, well, you don't have to condition these batteries these days. They learn your usage super fast. It's just the old school reviewer person in me who loves this tech. I'm not going to get on here and have this phone for 48 hours and sit on camera and tell you it has a crazy crap battery life because it's only been 24 hours. Oh, the battery life today is terrible. Give it some time. Stop being in such a rush to get the first videos out to bash your phone. Give it some time and then report on battery life. So therefore, right now, I'm not reporting that much on battery life, but I can tell from my usage, it did just fine. It got me through the majority of the day. And then I popped my SIM card back in my 17 Pro Max because I just wanted to get this bad boy some run and see how beastly this battery pack was. Now, the last thing but not least is going to be that camera. Once again, we know that these two camera systems are not the same. Do I got to say it again? For the people down here, over here, these two camera systems aren't the same. Now, you know the shortcomings on this phone when you buy it. You know it doesn't have an ultra wide lens. You know it doesn't have a telephoto lens. You got 2X, and if you don't like it, go sit your behind down somewhere. That's just simply what it is. So does this work fine with pictures? From the little quick snaps that I have taken on nothing to set up, just boom, taking my son. Look, these days, I'm not asking for this to take pictures like my $2,500 cameras that I got up in here. I'm not asking for it to do that. But what I do want to do is just take pictures and let me have a memory if my son is doing something, singing happy birthday happy birthday for his birthday party. Things like that I'm recording. I'm more worried about the actual moment than seeing how the dynamic range is and the HDR and the ProRes zoom features and I'm not worried about that, man. I am worried about the moment. Now, yes, for $1,000, would I like to see dual cameras? Absolutely. Once again, this is one of these things where I would like to see these things, but going into this, I know I'm going to have shortcomings when it comes to the camera. So this is my problem with the whole review genre when it comes to the iPhone Air. You have pro users who always have pro models. You knew what the Air was when you bought it. You knew what it was when you watched the keynote. So why is everybody now all surprised when they get their iPhone Airs in hand and it doesn't have these things? It has these shortcomings that, oh, all of a sudden you supposedly didn't know about. Everybody that I know who has the Air, and I know a few people who has it, that's outside of the tech space, outside of the YouTube scene, your everyday average person who likes the iPhone and wants to use an iPhone, the Air appealed to them. It was new to them. It was fresh to them, kind of like myself and why I bought it. And guess what? The majority of them, if not all of them, and they're in my Discord, if they follow this video, I'm sure they'll go in there and comment down below. They're all loving the Air. A lot of them, some people returned the Pro and went and got the Air. And guess what? It is just fine for how they use a device. So this video, I don't know how well it's going to do with views, but I want people to truly, guess what? Go out there and try it for yourself. You can get it from Apple. You can get it from your carriers, although you may have to pay a restocking fee, but try it for yourself. Just don't look at these reviews and give it time. Wait till people do reviews of a little bit longer. If you need a phone right now, then hey, go out there and try one. You can always return it if it doesn't work out for you. But I want people to just think about it in your idea and things like that. I was talking to a coworker today. He said, you know, I'm thinking about getting my wife that. I said, let me ask you 3 questions. Does she use ultra wide? Does she use telephoto? He was just like, nope. I said, does she needs to have full battery? He's like, no, she works from home. So therefore, she's home all day. She's around power. And lastly, not least, does she listen to anything out loud, or do you think she would care about a single speaker? And he was like, I've never listened to her play anything outside with her speaker. That's exactly the target audience when it comes to this Air. So I just want to make this video to just kind of give you a heads up and just think about it for a second and pause and just really ask yourself questions when it comes to this Air. And they'll just jump on reviewers bandwagons with them just crapping all over this device because their mindset is so stuck on a pro model. But let me know what you think, man. I love these commentary. I love the comments that get stirred up in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. And I'm going to be in the comments down for sure. But we're going to get into talking about this. I am going to slap my main SIM card back in here. And I'm also going to be doing some accessory reviews, man. So get subbed up. You already know. Hey, man, I don't do the fancy stuff on this channel, man. I just like to sit down and talk about this tech in a more realistic manner than all the fancy B-roll and shmee roll and all of that, man. But it's your boy, Technical T. I'm up out of here. Get subbed up. Catch you on the next one. Later.